The 15 Dumbest American Criminals. Number 15, the porn inspector. Andrew Libby, 33, walked into an adult video emporium and told employees he was an undercover police officer. He demanded multiple adult films because he needed to verify the age of the actresses. He was part of an elite age verification unit and even left a business card. He was arrested and charged with impersonating a police officer, felony weapons possession, and marijuana possession. Number 14, you drive, I'm drunk. When Randy Lewis was arrested after his van was found destroyed on the side of the road, he had cocaine in his system and a blood alcohol content reading of 0.26, which is 3 times the legal limit. He told police that he was not driving and should not receive a DUI. What really happened is much worse. He made a 10-year-old kid drive his van. Randy picked up a bunch more charges, including reckless endangerment and child abuse. Number 13, I'm here to cash this check. Banks have no problem with cashing personal checks, and you might even get away with fraud sometimes. Just don't do what Charles Fuller did. He decided to try and cash a check for $360 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B, at a local bank in Dallas, Texas. Number 12, I don't feel like walking. Mr. Frank Singleton was released from the West Palm Beach County Jail after being arrested for trespassing the previous night. Before he even left the parking lot, Frank decided it was too much trouble to walk home or wait for the bus. He tried to carjack a 2006 Nissan 350Z. He grabbed the keys from the owner, jumped in the car, and had a complete brain freeze. Turns out Frank can't drive a stick shift. He was arrested immediately, this time on felony charges. Number 11. Are you guys hiring? A local man in Athens, Georgia went inside a business and filled out a job application and then robbed the place. He was quickly apprehended by the sheriff's department because he used his real name and address on the application. Number 10. Mind if I get a ride? A Salem police officer spotted a stolen car being parked by a strange guy. 30 minutes later, that same strange guy asked an undercover police officer for a ride. He was handcuffed and given a ride to the local county jail. Number 9. Beer run. Los Angeles sheriffs had an incredibly easy investigation and arrest when 2 men decided to steal beer and candy from the same convenience store that 2 deputies were entering at the same time. Number 8. I love you, mama. Zachary Tentoni is a Boston local who decided to steal purses from old ladies. His plan would have been bulletproof if it weren't for you meddling kids. Just kidding. This guy is an idiot. He dropped his birth certificate and a letter from his mother at the crime scene. Number 7. Call me when he comes back. In 2008, Reuben Zarate decided to rob a muffler shop in the Chicago area. According to employees, Zarate became enraged and started waving his gun when he learned that the manager with the keys to the safe was not working until later that day. He calmed down and came up with a brilliant plan. He wrote his phone number down on a piece of paper and told an employee to call him when the manager arrives. That way he can really rob them. The employees immediately called the police, who set up a sting operation, and Zarate was wounded in the leg during apprehension. Number 6. I will be there later today. Albert Bailey called a bank and stated, I want $100,000 in large bills and no die packs. I will be sending someone into the bank to get the money. Don't call the police. We are monitoring the police scanner. Do you understand? The bank employees complied, the money was exchanged, and everyone lived happily ever after. Well, this is what Bailey probably thought was going to happen. What really happened was a bank manager phoned the local police department, and before they could lock the place up, an awkward-looking teenager rushed into the bank while holding a briefcase. Bailey called the bank again, and this time confirmed over the phone that the scared teenager was indeed his associate. The manager gave the kid some money, and the criminal geniuses were stopped by police before they could leave the parking lot. Number 5. The Amazing Robber. A man wearing a blonde wig, fake breasts, and clown pants robbed a bank in Pittsburgh. However, he somehow forgot to cover his face during the robbery. Police did not have to wait long until someone spotted this guy. He was seen trying to carjack a lady, and his face was now covered in red paint from the dye pack that exploded when he opened the bag of stolen money. He was dubbed the Fashion Bandit by local deputies and is being held on $230,000 bail. Number 4. The Masked Men of Iowa. These guys tried to break into a man's home, presumably to steal more markers because their disguise was not 100% complete. They were charged with attempted burglary and driving under the influence of alcohol. Needless to say, the cops that arrested them giggled all the way to the county jail. Number 3. A Florida man. After one successful convenience store robbery, Cameron Pittman must have felt like the criminal equivalent of Superman. He decided to rob again. He entered a store while hiding a PlayStation controller in his jacket pocket. He told the clerk it was a gun and that he was not afraid to use it. As fate would have it, a police officer entered the store as the robbery was happening. Pittman was arrested, and luckily, no one had to feel the wrath of his PlayStation controller. Number 2. A Florida woman. This beauty picked up some extra charges on her way to a jail cell when officers found painkillers and muscle relaxants stashed in her vagina. The woman vehemently denied that she tried to conceal the pills and smuggle them inside the jail. Her statement to police was simple: "I keep the pills in my purse and I am unsure how they got from my purse to my vagina." Seriously? Number 1. Hannah Sebata. In the small village of Waco, Nebraska, population 236, Hannah decided to rob a bank. She was successful and even stole the car of a bank employee. So far, so good, right? Hannah then proceeded to make a very detailed video about the robbery, the new car, and the shopping spree she was going to go on. Then she uploaded the video on YouTube and posted it all over social media. This led to her arrest and conviction for the bank robbery.